Namaste and welcome to today's practice. Today we are going to be exploring sitting in meditation, breathing in meditation, but doing both of those in deep relationship with our body, coming out of our mind, coming into our energy body, coming into our body and learning how to feel safe and to trust our body as we sit and breathe. And then following that practice, we're going to be doing a beautiful classical tantric practice to help us gently burn away all those self-image constructs, all those things that other people have told us over the years of who we are, slowly and gently burning those away and filling our body with this ooey gooey, beautiful, divine, cosmic energy. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So I invite you to find a comfortable seat and I invite you to gather anything that you have around your house, whether it's a blanket or a yoga blanket, whether you have yoga blocks or books, or maybe it's a bolster or pillows. What we're going to do today is we're going to be propping ourselves into a meditation position so that we can gently allow our body to naturally come into a place that allows us to be in meditation. So if you notice while you're sitting here, sometimes just sitting in a cross-legged position, now you can choose any leg position that feels good for you. Maybe it's cross-legged, maybe it's half lotus, maybe it's full lotus, where the second foot would also be tucked into my hip and my thigh. Find whatever position feels good for you. I really like cross-legged position here, just an easy sitting position for my practice, but you get to choose what's right for you. Trust yourself with that. Now, what we're trying to explore here as we sit comfortably into meditation is we want to get our hips higher than our knees. So what you may notice is I have one knee that's touching my mat and the ground, but this other knee is raised off the ground. So we're going to try to raise our hips above our knees, and we're going to try to keep our knees supported. So if you have one knee that's lifted off the ground, you're going to put something under it just to support it, whether it's a yoga block or a blanket or a cushion or a pillow, anything so that knees aren't dangling midair. So we want to put something under them. Now I have a blanket today that I'm going to put under my bottom to raise my hips off the ground. I just folded it as high as I needed to get my hips off. So I'm going to place that under me. Oh, beautiful. So now my hips are higher than my knees. And actually this helped my knees drop a little bit closer to the ground. So now I don't need anything supporting them. So finding what works for you, I guess I have a little lift. So I'm going to put a book under my knee. Ah, that was perfect. Okay, and I'll scooch back so you can see me a bit better. So finding what works for you and what you need. There we go. To get your hips higher than your knees. Letting your knees drop down and be supported with whatever needs to be under them so that they're not floating. And I invite you to notice as you sit here, as you find this position, how your pelvic floor, your pelvic bowl, your hips are naturally tilted forwards now. What that does is it helps our back align, our spine align naturally so that we can sit in a relatively elongated position without our back hunching. So whenever we're able to tilt our pelvic floor gently forwards, just gently, we're able to find ourselves in elongated spinal position, which helps us in meditation. So if you noticed, if your hips are off the ground, sometimes our low back caves in and our pelvic floor caves back. And then the whole meditation, we have to be strenuously trying to get ourselves to be lifted, trying to get our back to be straight. And it takes away from the meditation itself, right? So when our hips are naturally tilted forwards, our pelvis is naturally tilted forwards, we're able to find that elongation. So coming into your seat now, finding what feels good and comfortable for you, trusting yourself, there's no right or wrong. This gets to be an exploration. I invite you to bring your hands palms down onto your knees, which is very grounding. And I invite you to take a moment and close your eyes and just notice how it feels to have your palms down. Notice, does this feel grounding? Does it feel a little secure? Take a deep breath here. Now I invite you to flip your palms facing up. And notice that subtle difference in energy shift in your body. Sometimes when our palms are facing up, we can feel a more receptive, more opening feeling. And maybe not, maybe it feels completely different. Just take a moment to notice. Notice the difference between the two. And then I invite you to trust yourself and pick the hand position that feels good in your body right now. Based off of that, those subtle differences in the two, just trusting yourself. It doesn't need to make a lot of sense in your head yet. We're exploring very subtle parts of our practice. Finding what feels good for you. For me, palms down feels really good today. Now, as you're seated here, I invite you to either close your eyes or focus them just gently on one spot in front of you. And we're going to now practice breathing. So we're going to breathe into one of the simplest yogic breaths, but one of the most profound, subtle breaths in yoga. And this looks like a two-part breath. So as you breathe in, I invite you to visualize your pelvic floor, your belly expanding, but not just your belly. I invite you to feel your low back expand with your inhale too. We're three-dimensional breathing, so we're going to breathe three-dimensionally. So rather than just focusing on the front of our body when we breathe, we're going to focus on breathing all around our body. So breathing first deep down, diving your breath down into breathing into your belly, your pelvic floor, and feeling your low back expand with your inhale. And then as you continue to gently breathe, notice how the air starts filling up higher. And then the second half of your body, your chest and your upper back begin to expand. And as you breathe out, your chest and your upper back release. And then your belly and your lower back release. Gently finding this motion and gently slowing down your breath, making it as slow and smooth as possible. We don't want to have anxiety here. So we're not lengthening out our breath to the point that our body's fighting us. We're just gently slowing down our breath, making it smooth and letting our breath naturally take over. There's something really powerful that happens when we begin to bring our awareness to our breathing and consciously breathe, right? We're breathing down into our belly, into our hips, into our pelvic floor, we're breathing into our low back, feeling it expand. Then feeling that air fill up into our upper half of our body, feeling our rib cage and our upper back, the back of our ribs expand. Then feeling that air flow out or pour out through our upper back and then our lower body. Something beautiful happens once we become consciously aware of our breathing, is we notice how natural our breath is. It knows what it's doing. We don't need to force anything. You don't need to worry if you're doing something right or wrong. Just allow yourself to be present with your breath. Get to know it. Get to know those subtle signals in your body as you breathe. Let your breath breathe through you. We're fostering a relationship with ourselves when we breathe, when we're seated here in this practice. Starting to bring our awareness to the sensations around us, to the sounds around us, to the signals in our body, the signals of tension, the signals of pain, the signals of release and openness. Just noticing with no judgment, just being fully present in your body and your experience. As you're breathing, feeling all of those beautiful pranic energy particles and the amazing pranic energy within our body. Gently get fueled. And then as you're breathing, I invite you to notice how when you breathe in, you're allowing yourself to receive on your inhale. It's just like you are birthing, right? You are receiving, blossoming, birthing with your inhale. And on your exhale, noticing the release, the subtle death in our exhale, the giving. When we breathe in, we're receiving and refueling. When we breathe out, we're giving back to the air or the world around us. There's always in every moment that balance of receiving and giving, that balance of birth and death. In every moment, we have the two together in their fullest expression. And all of that is within your body. Wow. We're so deeply connected to the world around us. So just becoming present in your body, you are safe here to be. There's no one that you need to be. There's nothing you need to do. You're safe to just be yourself here in your breath, in your body. I invite you to stay here in this practice of breathing first into the lower half of your body, feeling it expand, and then breathing into the upper half of your body. Fostering a relationship with the sensation, the receiving and the giving of your breath for as long as you'd like. You can pause this video and stay here in this practice. Or you can join us for our second practice today. We're going to stay in the same position here. And this time we're going to do a practice that's slightly modified from its classical practice. We're not going to be doing the mantras in it. We've kind of modified it gently for our practice today. So I invite you to close your eyes. And we're going to cross our hands, or maybe you keep your eyes open. There's no right or wrong here, right? Keeping your eyes closed is not more true than keeping them open. So finding what feels good for you, but we're going to place one hand over each foot. So my right hand is going over my right foot and my left over my left foot. So my arms are crossed. If you're seated in something like Baddha Konasana, where the palms or the base of your feet are together, maybe your hands are not crossed. And we're going to hold the intention in our body to gently burn away. We don't need to know what they are, but to hold the intention of gently burning away all those self-image constructs, right? All of those non-truths, all of those beliefs about ourselves that others have projected onto us, that we've taken on as our identity. We're going to gently let all of that go today. We're going to gently burn all of that away so that we can come back into our innermost essence, feel that anchor of our truth here and now. So crossing your arms, or one arm over one foot, I invite you to visualize a white, warm flame at your big toe, at each big toe. Gently feeling that flame roll up your foot, and we're going to follow that flame with our hands. So feeling it within us, within our bones, within our muscles, feeling it within our body, gently burning away all of those constructs, all of those non-truths, all of those self-image constructs, all of those things other people have told us about ourselves. Following that flame, noticing, is it warm? How does it feel in your body? This white glowing flame. Gently burning away all that no longer serves us, all those inner narratives that aren't our truth, that no longer serve us and that we no longer need to carry. Gently feeling it burn them away as you follow the flame up your legs, up your torso, up your neck and through your head, to your crown, taking your time. This is your practice. Feeling that flame rush up through the top of your head, through your crown. I invite you now to bring your hands down onto your knees and notice the openness in your body. Notice how open and freeing it is as all of those self-image constructs just slowly burn away. All of those non-truths, all of those narratives that we've picked up along the way. Notice how open, freeing, liberating the spaces in your body, the hollowness. Just sit here for a moment. Just notice that. Notice that subtle shift in your body. And then I invite you to visualize all of those ashes right in front of you, right on the ground in front of you. And while we just explored the element of fire in our practice, now we're going to explore the element of wind, visualizing a wind rushing in front of you and blowing those ashes away. Maybe you even blow them with your own lips. And now notice how even more open and transparent your body is after that. After the remnants of those ashes are gently swept away, supported by the earth. The transparency within your body, within your limbs. And now I invite you to visualize a beautiful divine nectar, an ooey gooey, beautiful beaming light. Maybe if you're visualizing a light, maybe you're visualizing a nectar almost like honey. This is your visualization, so there's no right or wrong. Visualizing that divine cosmic consciousness, that divine energy rushing through the crown of your head and slowly making its way through your body. Whether you're visualizing it like honey, gently filling all of those transparent spaces in your body, all of that hollowness, all that openness. Maybe you visualize it as a warm light filling your body in whatever shade or tone or color that is. Whatever that divine cosmic energy, that innermost essence that is ours, that connects us to everything around us, that divine energy, allowing it to gently seep into that transparency in our body, filling those gaps. Feeling it rushing down your body, down your legs, to your toes. Feeling its radiance, its iridescence, its love, its safety. Feeling it open and expand inside you and radiate off of you also, noticing that light, that pranic energy radiating out of you as well, that divine nectar. Maybe as you sit here, you visualize your energy channels, just knowing that your meridian or energy channels are flowing throughout your body, gently becoming aware of their networks, just subtly bringing your awareness to all of your chakras within your body, noticing all those chakra wheels lined up. Only if it's part of your practice. It's okay if it's not. What we're feeling into right now is your light body, which is just as real as our physical body. Allowing yourself to be held in the space in safety. Feeling your wholeness, feeling the love, the safety, the guidance, the wholeness of you, of this divine nectar that is you. And then when you're ready, feeling that divine nectar, that light or that honey ooey gooiness, whatever it is you visualized, feeling it gently begin to harden, solidify as your bones and your muscles, as your three-dimensional body. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and just take a moment to look at your body. This beautiful solid form of divine consciousness, divine light, divine nectar. At any time, we can gently, with compassion and love, burn away what no longer serves us, burn away those self-image constructs or narratives that aren't our truth. And in any moment, we can gently fill those spaces with our innermost essence, that divine cosmic consciousness that permeates and penetrates everything in this world. Gently feeling our wholeness, our strength, our warmth. The love within us, the bliss. our innermost essence that can never be broken, that can never be hurt, feeling that flowing and radiating through us, is always whole. You are always whole. You are always complete. I invite you to stay in the space for as long as you'd like, trusting yourself, getting to know your body, your breath. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.